Alright, so I was mentioning how the intro for Skrulk and Queek, which, let me just go ahead and show that off. Melee attack when fighting dwarves and greenskins, and extra weapon strength, so pretty nice. Plus he gets +2 uses per mess below. That's for Queek. There's Tredge Craventail. He is more so positioned up here near where the Dark Elves are, suited for the frozen climate. He has an interesting one where he gets more public order if a diplomatic treaty is broken. This is the one I was talking about also. Ikit Claw. This is the one clan's scryer where he gets access to the clan scryer forbidden workshop. Extra research rate, plus extra loyalty for new recruits, lower cost for engineering buildings. Starts the campaign with a Warp Storm Doom Rocket. That becomes kind of interesting and creative to what he can do with that. But yeah, he's very much on the technical aspect with engineering and warlocks and such. He gets a Warp Lock Jezraels, thank you very much. He also gets the Rattling Guns. They actually got added in, which is amazing. And Doom Flayers. So yeah, a lot of the technical engineering aspects he kind of emphasizes. But then they added a patch in DLC where they added Malice Darkblade, this guy,
demon,
and this stuff here involving Tzarkin. Well, that also coincides with Snitch. I'm just going to call him Snitch. Snitch here, where he gets access to the Clan Eshin Shadowy Dealings actions. He has his own clan units. This is huge right here. Clan loyalty. Eshin lords never defect. That is huge when playing as Skaven. That now you don't have to worry about your lords actually defecting and losing loyalty. That's amazing. He has huge recruitment costs for any non-Eshin units. Nightmares and Gutrunners use armor-piercing, warp-infused projectiles, which is amazing. Extra ambush chance, because of course, he's very seeky. He's a death master. Amongst the, the top gutter runners and assassins amongst the Skaven. And an ability called Concealment Bombs. He starts off with gutter runners, warp grinders, and Eshin triads. So, let's find out more about why the DLC had a separate cinematic for these two.
Tzarkan, a demon cruel beyond compare, imprisoned by fools who sought to harness his dark might. All soon perished. Still, the demon could not slip his chains. Millennia passed, then mortal greed found him once more. The drinker of worlds was loose. Yet, in a twist of fate, Tzarkan's liberator became only another cage. Raging at their undesired bond, demon and host enact vengeance upon this world. All shudder, save for the Skaven. Deep in their under-empire, noisome warlords plot to seize this hell-sent power. The Eshin Master Assassin must hunt it down, else lose his Night Lord's capricious favor, a fate every Skaven fears. So Snitch's poison blades will find their target, whomever it may be. The Witch King knows well where Tzarkan lurks, for its host dances to his tune. Malekith promises the elixir to subjugate the demon shade, if the fabled scrolls of Hekati are first brought to him. Tzarkan's possession has cost Malice Darkblade dearly. He cannot refuse. To the rat-infested Southlands he must go. Rat Deathmaster and Druchii Tyrant, bound for battle, but neither knowing it yet. All the world will quail when shadow meets blade.
The motives of each council of 13 members are forever shrouded in secrecy. Most of all, the Grand Night Lord of Clan Eshin, yet Deathmaster Snitch, is on the move, dispatched by his master to the arid dunes of the Southlands to retrieve a sinister source of immense power. The exact nature of the power is a mystery, but the involvement of Eshin's deadliest hit rat is a harbinger that the assassination of some unforeseen targets will be necessary, nay, inevitable.
Night Lord Sneak sends me to scorching sandplace. Find seek great source of power here in Southlands. Must steal take return with it. No fur cities nearby. Stupid man thinks not know we're here. Yes. Still take what we need from them. Easy. Useless dead things, sands their home. Lizard things in jungle too. Both good prey for assassins to sneaky stab, gather information. Ruins nearby must expand under Empire before Big Hat Sorcerer takes. Sneak and spy on him, kill, stab, if necessary. These lands hot, nasty, too much sand. Must find mysterious power quickly. Bring back to Night Lord at all costs.
So, yeah. As you saw, that's also part of what you are dealing with when you play as Malice, is that he needs the elixir to help control Sarkhan, which he can only get from Malekith. So Malekith, of course, is going to be like, okay, I'll give you this elixir, as long as you do what I tell you. And so that's kind of where you then take over as Malice, basically doing what he wants you to, especially, here in, if you're curious about where Malice is, I believe he starts down here. So that's why it's like, okay, Snitch is here while Malice is here, and you kind of like see how it's like, okay, they could kind of be in a collision for each other. And yeah, that's part of the, there's also a mechanic where you can actually take a bit of elixir to gain control of yourself instead of letting Sarkhan have full influence over him. Snitch, however, is a little different in terms of what he's going to be doing. As you can see, shadow dealings. Of all the great Skaven clans, Eshin performs acts of stealth and subterfuge like no other. Schemes, which is this thing up here, will naturally, being Skaven, develop over the course of the campaign and can be used to send your lords and heroes to perform a host of instantly successful actions upon armies, characters, or settlements. Once completed, the agent may have to slip back into the shadows for a number of turns to lay low and recover. This can be a bit of an annoyance, especially since some of these, like the big ones, actually require Snitch in order to do, which means I then immediately have to replace him. And you can see why the idea of, if, let's say, you had to be worried about the loyalty of your lords of your armies, it'd be very, well, inconvenient and such. More of a nuisance than it already is. Greater clan contracts. Backstabbing is a way of life for the Skaven and their 4 greater clans. As their unseen leaders vie for power over one another in the Council of 13, you can undertake their ruthless contracts in return for access to their clan's prized units and contraptions. Which is why you see them up here.
Man things close by. Yes. Attack in silence. Cover tracks. Quick death they shall have.
Yeah. So yeah, you see up here, you can be able to actually affect, you can see clan contracts. This is the screen that you can see right here, where you have contracts from the 4 big clans, which are Clan Moors with Queek, Clan Molder, which is Skavenblight, Clan Scryer, which is Icrit Claw, and of course Clan Pestilence with Skrolk. So you can be able to do contracts to actually gain reputation and other things there. You can see the more you do for a certain one, in terms of the reputation, actually affects things. So let's say if I'm focusing on Pestilence here. Right now it's like, oh, they're hostile, so I have less food generated and less diplomatic relations. But if I start doing more contracts for them and get more reputation for them, I can get more food, I can get more reputation, diplomatic relations with them, more melee defenses for my lords and heroes, and recruitment cost for plague monks and catapults gets reduced a lot. With Ykrit, it's research rate, armor, and Doomflayer's cannons, doom wheels, and weapon teams. With Mulder, it is physical resistance, construction cost for all buildings, and ogres and hell pit abominations. With Moors is weapon strength, public order, and clan rats and storm vermin units. So yeah, you can kind of like try and decide how to do that, and you can be able to have either a hero or a lord go ahead and do it for you. So Snitch, he, if I recall, does not have a mount, but at the same time that makes sense. After all, he is a assassin. Be kind of very unsneaky for him to be riding around on a mount like a big rat ogre, right? He, of course, is going to get a couple of very nice things here. The Whirl of Weeping Blades and the Cloak of Shadows. So, yeah. But as I said, and I think these schemes up here, I think you have to do these, yeah. You have to do these if you want to actually be able to complete the campaign. Yeah. My Lord Say So actions to complete his campaign. So, that's basically what you're going to have to be doing in order to complete his campaign. You can't just go kill Malice, Darkblade, even though that's part of the story, because the ending cinematic, if you play a Snitch and actually beat him, is that you actually kill Malice and take Zarkin into Snitch. And now Snitch and Zarkin can basically be the most terrifying force amongst the Skaven and all of the old and new world. Because, of course, he's not going to be getting the elixir from Malekith, right? So, yeah. That's Snitch. Very interesting. And it was kind of rough trying to do this the first time, especially when I was trying to learn how to do it, and also realizing that I would have to send Snitch out to do certain schemes, which meant I had to replace this army with a different lord. It got interesting. The first time I was trying this when it first came out, because of course when it first comes out, you can't play with mods because they're all outdated, so it becomes like, okay, just play without mods and just kind of try it legit. I definitely want to give it another shot, though. I definitely want to try it out again. Especially because of the whole, hey, I don't have to worry about loyalty, So, anyways, that is Snitch and his unique campaign and cinematic, along with Malice. When we return, before we look at the other campaign intros, I'm actually going to be showing you the two armies of the main factions that I have not shown you on camera. I showed you pretty much all the ones from Warhammer 1 that are in Mortal Empires. I showed you the four main ones that are here in this campaign, even though they actually have had some units added since then. It's not really worth, I think. I might possibly, but I'm really intending to show you the two big new armies that were added in this, which were the Vampire Coast and the Tomb Kings. And I'll be showing you guys that when we return. Stay tuned.